Welcome to the Four Brewers Podcast. My name is John Holzer, and as always, I am joined by
Jason Hizzy,
Greg Nagel, and Mr. Tim Mather is probably stuck in a Torrance line getting some Monkish.
Yeah, that's maybe. I don't know. He's not here yet, but I think he'll be here. I mailed him beer, so he should
you
be
bailed
here.
him. Okay.
Yeah,
he didn't have to get on the freeway.
He didn't have to get in line. So maybe he's stuck behind his kid who's in front of the fridge or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, getting Monkish delivered to your front door is probably the best way to get Monkish.
Oh, yeah, and they're still doing deliveries, except you have to buy a case. That's the only downside.
I'll drink a case of Monkish.
It's expensive, though.
That's just smart business, though, right? Like you're if you're going to pay the shipping cost, you might as well get that much beer.
Yeah, I mean, to ship those beers to you guys was $11 each. So if you step that up to a case, that's probably what? $15-16.
Yeah.
So you're getting more bang for your buck when it comes to shipping costs. So like Greg said, we're doing beers from Monkish Brewing Company. They had beers up for sale on their website, and we were talking before the show. Their beers are way easier to get now than they were during like the thick of it in the pandemic lockdown times. I mean, even before then, they were really difficult to get. It was, people waiting in line at the brewery, and then I would say it got easier to get their beers because it was a race online to get them. And then you just had to go to the tasting room and wait, and they would deliver it to the back of your car or into your, trunk or whatever. But they had 6 beers up for sale a couple weeks ago, and you have to buy, like I said, you have to buy them by the case. So I bought all 6 4-packs. And so we're going to drink 4 of those beers. It's been a while since we had Monkish on the show. I believe the last time we had Monkish was when a homie of ours on Instagram said, "Hey, I'm gonna bring you some Monkish beers," and we were like, "Cool, yeah." July 16th, 2018.
Yeah, when they went back to the lineup model, I'm just like, well, I guess I won't be getting anything for a while. Like I don't know. I'm too fucking old to camp out in front of a brewery for cans.
Yeah, not only that, but I think the rest of the world is caught up with that Monkish hype of you can get some solid hazies from your neighborhood breweries, at least in OC. It's like, who doesn't have a really good hazy these days?
Yeah, and I mean, even for Orange County, Greg, like you're, they have a spot in Anaheim now, so which is you could walk there from your house, which is really cool.
I haven't yet, but I should.
I think in general, right, the cycle of being a hype brewery, like it only lasts so long. Like you can't be the hype shit forever. Like a big part of the whole hype cycle is novelty, right? And
what is a big hype brewery right now? I agree with what you're saying, Jason.
I'm out of touch.
I can't think of one off the top of my head where it's like, oh yeah, they're always sold out. I mean, Monkish is still very popular. Their beers sell, but they don't sell out like they did before.
Like Treehouse and those cross country whales that people trade for and stuff like that.
Those are still hard to get. Yeah.
And ideally, you're buying the Monkish cans and sending them to the other coast, and they're getting theirs and then sending them over here. And it's sort of like a cross back and forth. Oh, hey, Tim, you made it. The traffic was, you got your Monkish cans.
How are the lines in Torrance at Monkish?
Oh, they were great. I just got back. Thanks.
So yeah, we're going to kick it off with beer number 1. And just to a disclaimer, these are not all IPAs. They're not all hazies. Well, half of them are hazy IPA, but I wanted to do these beers specifically because they were not hazies and IPAs. So we're going to start off with our first beer. This first beer is called, I think it's called End. And this is a collab they did with the Vale Brewing Company.
So the Vale, as I understand, they're like a Virginia brewery, I believe. We don't get really their stuff out here. Yeah, they're in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh,
But I've always known them to be like a pastry factory. Like that seems to be what they're known for, as far as I know. Although
Yeah.
looking at their Untapped, it looks like IPAs, hazy IPAs, are kind of their big thing too.
You
Yeah,
guys have
this-
definitely we've talked about them a bit before. You talk about like hype brews. I don't know that they're hype, but they're definitely one that I have heard about on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, I've heard of them here and there too. I haven't had much of their beer. And like Jason said, I agree. They're in my head known as like a hazy IPA kind of brewery. And this beer that they did with Monkish is not that. This is a 5% American lager.
Or it's a German Pilsnerish lager brewed with German Pilsner and floor malted wheat.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh,
And on
the
Untapped
floor
it
malted
says
them.
American lager. So yeah, but it's and I think on the can it says Pilsner-ish lager.
Yeah, it does.
Fun fact: the number one beer, like I guess kind of the big core beer that is on the Vale's Untapped, is a beer called Crucial Taunt, which I'm
Nice.
pretty sure is the band from Wayne's World.
That is the band.
Oh,
from
really?
Wayne's World.
That's the band that Tia Carrera? Is that her?
Yeah, that's her.
Name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Ballroom
what's
Blitz.
her name in the movie?
Cassandra?
Cassandra. Yeah.
Cassandra.
There you go. Yeah. And her name was Cassandra.
Steven Tyler PJs.
I love that movie. It's so good. I think it was that movie's 30th anniversary last week.
No way.
Yeah,
I think I saw
so.
Way.
AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, tweeting about it. Yeah.
Greg doesn't even own a gun, let alone many guns.
That's my favorite line from the movie. I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack. What am I going to do
with a
gun rack? You don't like it? You're going to lose me, Wayne. I lost you 6 months ago, Stacy. Get the net. Great. Movie.
So I'm drinking this beer out of I got a permanent hangover glass as a gift for Valentine's Day from Sarah. Says roses are red, violets are blue. I only want to get shit-faced with you. Your boy Glassy, but then boy is crossed out with Valentine.
That's amazing.
That's great.
These are actually kind of hard to get. Like you have to like get on they do like drops where it's like you have to get on the email list and
this is a thing.
Yeah.
You get a glass whale.
Quote, unquote. Okay.
Glass whales.
Cool.
Glassy. It's your boy Glassy.
Yeah, this beer, it's definitely unfiltered and it's made with wheat. So, I mean, that right there alone is going to, give it some cloudiness. So that's to be expected. Kind of I don't know if it's, I don't want to say weird, a different combination using wheat malt in a Pilsner / lager. I don't hear about that too often.
It's taking two traditional things that are not traditionally combined.
Right.
Hence I mean, when you're doing a collab, it's like, what can we do different to try something new? Maybe. Honestly, it drinks pretty mellow. It's like it's not a thinking man's beer. It's just it's a beer flavored beer. It's got some nice German style hops in there, some spicy floral thing, but it's not really about that. It's just about a good, clean drinking beer.
Yeah, this is delicious. It's very refreshing. It's very crisp. I like this a lot.
I think the wheat gives a little bit of a softer feel on the palate. So like it has that crispness of a German Pilsner. There's a little bit of that hoppy character there. It's mild. It's more German than it is like Czech. There's not really a lot of bitter, but the finish of the beer is very soft, and I think that's where the wheat is coming in. It's a really cool combination, actually. It's something. It's weird to get unique in like a German Pilsner, but it is unique while still very much being identifiable as like a German Pilsner.
Yeah, it's got body to it. It's got some flavor to back up, the Pilsner lager aspect to it. I've read somewhere that someone had called this like their version of like a BMC like lager, and this is not that.
No, not at
where I
all.
read it. This is
Only
something
as much
that's-
as like your typical craft brewery where they're like, you got anything like Coors Light? They're like, well, why don't you try this one? It's pretty
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, maybe in that sense, yeah. But it's really well done. It's kind of like a hybrid of like a blonde and like a wheat beer and a lager. It's not too hoppy. I would say it's not really hoppy at all. It's balanced and just crushable. Next time I'm gonna buy a case of this alone.
Oh, for sure.
It
Call it a
has
day.
more hop character than like an American lager would. But it's on the lighter scale of hops for a European lager.
I maybe I should say bitterness, because I get
Yeah.
more of the hoppiness out of the aroma, and you do get a subtle, like creamsicle, very subtle on the flavor.
Nope.
But the bitterness is what I'm saying is balanced. Because I think pilsners tend to be more bitter heavy than lagers are, and this isn't that necessarily. But there is definitely hop character to it, but not to the point where it's like a hoppy lager or a hoppy pilsner. It's everything is nice and balanced and complementary of one another, I think.
Yeah.
Easily a liter worthy beer.
This would for sure be like a case buy that you just keep in the fridge on the reg.
Yeah, and it's 5% alcohol by volume, so it's
That's actually not too bad.
it's right in the pocket, as they say.
Somebody on Facebook had a question. It was like, what do you consider the best ABV? And I think the consensus was 5.2 is the best ABV.
5.2.
I'd love to
5.2.
hear the reasoning why it's so specific.
I don't know. It just sounds so good. Like the 5.5 maybe is just too much. 5.3, a little bit,
I guess the real
5.2,
question is,
man.
Can you notice the difference between like 5.1 and 5.3?
If you're drinking
No.
12 of them, maybe.
Yeah. You're drinking one extra beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Or one
You're like,
extra
Oh my God.
alcohol's worth of beer or whatever. I don't know.
0.1 per beer. Yeah.
One
That would
unit
add up.
of alcohol.
I think 5% is a good alcohol level, a good alcohol percentage, not only for, drinking and, getting a buzz or whatever, but mostly for balance and like the mouthfeel
Mhm.
and sweetness and stuff like that. Because you get too low in the alcohol, that's when you start getting kind of watery beers because they ferment out a little too dry, and you want to maybe you're balancing that thinness out with some unfermented sugars, or you're putting wheat in there and then it comes off a little sticky. And yeah, I think 5% is a good percentage to be in.
5.2, man.
5.2. There you go.
5.0 is just too low.
Right. Do better next time, Monkish. You need that extra 0.2.
The extra two is really what puts it over the edge.
Yeah.
Extra
It's
0.2%.
GABF gold right there. Just add the 0.2.
And this has a 3.98 on Untapped, which is good to see because, again, people that rate beers on Untapped, if it's not IPA, it's like they automatically lose a point, which is not fair.
easily.
I wouldn't say not if it's not the specific like handful of styles that certain people are into, right? Like
Because all the hazy juicy boys are 5.5 or 5 out of 5.
right, and they drink hazy IPAs, pastry stouts, and fucking fruit puree bombs, right? Like, and if it's anything but that, they're like weak, not even red.
Not a red ale.
No, it's not bright red full of fucking raspberry puree.
Oh, gotcha.
Greg, you got to talk to Henry and get him to make you a red ale over there at Monkish.
Dude, my first time over at the Anaheim one, I was pretty shocked at their beer list. I'm like, I thought it was going to be like 10 hazies and like 2 West Coast, and that was it.
Well, shocked
Dude.
how? What did they have?
Dude, they had British mild, they had a Schwarzbier, they had a bunch of Pilsners on, they had a bunch of Belgian style beers like the Feminist and stuff like that. That, you know, the Monkish of old days, the beers that we fell in love with when we fell in love with Monkish were on tap. Like, it's a fantastic tap list, and it absolutely must be explored because they just have a lot of variety and a lot of flavor.
I think
Yeah,
ultimately there's still a brewery that appreciates those kind of styles, and I think they
Mhm.
got pigeonholed a little bit as a hazy brewery just because they did it well before really anybody was.
Oh yeah, no, in my mind, because I came on the scene a little later. I think in my mind they are for sure nothing but like the hype haze. I don't specifically remember before that, honestly.
Yeah, our first visit at Monkish, they did not make IPA. Like they were all about making, you know, Belgian style beers and IPA. They had a no IPA sign in the tasting room.
I mean, the name is like they're monk-ish. They're like a Trappist monk-ish brewery, and they did all Belgians. Just kind of like the brewery did early on. They're just like, we're doing all Belgians.
Yeah, if you go to
Yeah.
their site right now, they have that mild ale that Greg spoke about. It's called Dark and Mild. And I don't have a photo of the can to put in the chat, but it almost looks like an Innocent Gun label.
Oh, okay. I've never seen the label, but I had it on
Maybe.
tap, obviously.
But that's this. So they have a mild and then a triple IPA, a double IPA, a double dry hop pale ale, a double dry hopped IPA, and a double dry hopped IPA. So
A lot of double dry hops. But when I was
gotta
there,
have that DDH in there.
he handed me a I think it was like a 3.5% fooder beer. That was just goddamn delicious. It was sort of tart and funky with you know, the oak character to it. I was like, this is 3.5%. He's like, yeah, man, we've this beer built this place. That's all we drank morning, noon, and night, putting this place
Interesting.
together.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of perfect.
They're definitely going for like a traditional beer label. Like it looks a little bit reminiscent of the old Newcastle label.
Oh yeah,
got
I can
that-
see that.
Yeah. Again, I thought of Innocent Gun, which they're not. I mean, they've been around for a long time, and they're not too popular. But we did a show with them for New Brew Thursday. They actually sponsored a thing for us, and that's how I'm
feel-
familiar with them.
I always felt like they were like a Bevmo house brand or whatever. Did they like weren't they the ones that had those beers wrapped in like a burlap sack?
Oh my god, man.
No, I don't think so. Their
I'm
gimmick
thinking
was
of-
everything was in a barrel. I think, even
I'm
like
thinking
if it
of
was
Rustaller or some shit like that.
Roostaller,
No.
yeah. That was Roostaller with the potato sack.
Yeah. But I think that label is very much the circle with the kind of this oval label with the, you know, strong rectangle
banner,
cross
yeah.
stripe with like a banner is very much like your traditional beer label, I would
Yeah,
say.
it's more in line that beer label is something that you would see on a cask handle.
Yeah. Or like even remember what was that brand? It was like the original or one of the old school IPAs, like Ballantine. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, Valentine's for
that
sure.
they kind of did a revival on, and like their label is very much in that style too, where it's like that kind of again the oval with the writing around the side and then across.
Yeah, that's
same sort of thing.
That style seems like very standard, traditional.
Yeah, I think it's 100 years ago that was kind of the norm.
look
Yeah,
up the
'cause, I
Innocent
mean-
Gun label, Jason.
You could also say like Yingling's kind of a little bit in that vein, and I have a poster of like vintage beer cans, and there's at least a handful that look very similar to that, some sort of oval with some sort of banner with some sort of writing.
Yeah.
The Innocent Gun one, it looks like they recently redid it because I've seen them before. Their stuff used to look more traditional, and now they've got like a more. It's like an updated version of that.
Oh,
kinda
really?
idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well.
But again, I would say it's just very much a traditional beer label, especially like in the English beer seems very traditional.
Oh, they did update it. Yeah, looking at this photo here. Yeah. Oh, if you find an older label, the ampersand symbol for the and, yeah, that's the giveaway because it's the same ampersand that Monkish is. I think it's yeah. I don't know. We're spending way too much time breaking this down. But
Moving on to beers.
moving on to the next beer. This is a Belgian-ish beer, as Monkish calls it. It's a hoppy Belgian-style blonde ale.
Is it called Subliminal Sequel?
It's called Subliminal Sequel. That's what it's called. And this is made with Mandarina Bavaria, Mosaic, and Hallertau Mittelfrüh hops.
Nice.
And they call it a crusher for the end of summer. And we're almost at the end of winter. So, okay.
Which means it's summer again.
There we go.
What is it outside today? It's like 70 something.
It's perfect.
It's a beautiful day, man.
Yeah, it is really nice. Yeah.
Kind of pours like a I'm blanking.
It looks like a wit beer.
Like a Hoegaarden.
Yeah.
Little less white, a little more
or
yellow.
like a lot of hazy APAs. It's very white.
Yeah.
Very, very like on the SRM scale. This has got to be low single digits.
Like
one or two.
Arizona, it's very, very white.
Wow.
I don't know. Is Arizona white? I don't know.
I don't.
I mean, it's on the border
wouldn't
of
think so.
Mexico, so
Okay, I'm wrong.
there's that.
It comes off very white sometimes.
On the nose, I get like a little bit of like Nilla wafer.
That's weird. This is not what I expected on the nose. I expected
Nilla wafer mixed with a lemon wafer.
Oh yeah,
like
there
a
you
lemon
go.
bar.
Kind of like banana, vanilla sort of
banana, vanilla, lemon bars. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know if
bizarre.
such a thing existed.
Well, so it says it's a Belgian-ish ale, but it also says it has Mandarina, Bavaria, Mosaic, and Hallertau Mittelfrüh. So that's a lot of hops for a Belgian beer.
Same middle
And,
fruit again.
Mittelfrüh.
Mittelfrüh. Good pronunciation. I
There you
approve
go.
as a native German speaker.
It smells fucking good. The hops give it a great aroma.
Yeah, that malt backbone though, like Greg that said that Nilla wafer, vanilla, and Tim with the banana. I'm not gonna say tropical, but it comes off kind of like a cocktail beer on the nose a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I can
It's
see that.
it's pretty interesting.
Well,
It's like
yeah, but-
aquafaba. If you've ever used aquafaba making a cocktail to get the head going on top, like a whiskey sour, that's what it sort of reminds me of.
but don't
People gotta start putting aquafaba in beer.
Oh boy, don't.
I mean, why would you?
Why
But
not?
wow, this beer doesn't taste
Doesn't-
anything like it smells.
Well, hold on. Doesn't like a lot of wit beers tend to have that sort of banana-y, clovey aroma? So I feel like there's a little bit of that I'm picking up.
Chloe for sure, but
a little bit, but I'm not really getting like yeast estery stuff. It feels
Yeah.
like the nose is very much hop driven in this beer.
whatever yeast do.
Are you getting a yeast character out of it? Maybe it's all blending into one.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell where the malt and the yeast and the hops sort of blend together. And
Yeah.
They refer to
It's-
this as a Belgian blonde on Untapped at least, and I think it's a verified beer. Which it
I mean-
very much. If I was expecting a Belgian blonde and I got this, I may be kind of thrown off because there is a lot going on in this beer.
Yeah.
So
It's a complex beer.
I cracked this beer before the show, not knowing what we're going to start with, and I didn't read the label. I had no idea what it was. And remember back when like Deschutes had like a sour IPA, or like people were trying to make like a wit beer IPA hybrid. Remember they were
Yeah,
called white
vaguely.
IPAs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
This totally
chain-
reminds me of that.
Was it Chainbreaker or something? That was
Yeah, something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good. You know, I bought a 6-pack or 2, and I was like, all right, this is never gonna last. But
Yeah, they weren't bad. It was just it was an interesting combo of like something like a more bodied IPA before unfiltered really became a thing.
yeah. And my initial response was like, wow, this is kind of tart, but I don't get that so much anymore.
Yeah, I
which
don't
is-
get the tart.
It was
Yeah.
like palate shock of my first beer of the day or something. But
This is a weird beer.
It's
I mean,
It drinks a little bit like fruit juice on your palate, but then you're expecting it's like you had a sip of orange juice and you're waiting for that kind of acidic bite to come in, and then it never does. Like there's not really any sort of bite to this beer, but it does have a little bit of that in the early days of hazy IPA, the hashtag juice that used to be the big thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
This
that
reminds
hop
me very
sparkle.
much of that. Yeah.
I feel like I get a very mild, almost spicy aftertaste. Like not a lot, but just like a little bit of something kind of, I don't want to say hoppy because it's a little bitter, but it also has a little tingle to it.
Like a little white peppery kind of.
Yeah, that's
kind of
good call.
taste
Good
on
pull,
the,
man.
On the tongue
Yeah,
at the
white
end.
pepper for sure.
Yeah, for a beer that's at least when I bought it, came off as being kind of simple. Just kind of, it's like, okay, it's a Belgian blonde with like some high pops. Cool. This is not that. There's some yeast character going on with this. There's weird malt characteristics. It's a pretty complex beer for how simple it looks on the label.
Yeah, it's like this is like an ogre. It has layers.
It's like an onion, except it's not an onion.
Parfait.
Yeah, interesting beer. I'm glad I picked this one up.
For sure.
That's actually super good. I would love to have that as like a regular in the fridge, just because it's 4.5%. It has a huge flavor, huge aroma, and just really interesting. There's a nice complexity to it without being too challenging. Just a super drinkable beer. But for beer lovers, it's still a beer flavored beer while being very drinkable.
And I would
really
definitely
well
just for anyone who kind of, I used to be off put so much by the idea of a Belgian something, and I've said that before. But this is no way off putting in any sort of like funker, weird sort of foreign way.
I'm surprised you like it so much, Tim, because I
know
think this beer is it's too complex. It's too Belgian for you, I think, but you like it. I don't know. I don't mean to make these sound bad, but it's just, that's
you've been
surprising.
converting me, that's for sure.
We did it.
And Yvonne is back to drinking, alcohol. She's mostly drinking wine, but she actually went to a thing for her union in Temecula, and she's like, I had a beer, and it was made with mango, and it was really good. I'm like, okay, what was the brewery? She's like, I don't know. And then 5 minutes later, she's like, I think
Mango
Golden
Cart.
something.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
Golden Road, yeah.
It's Mango Cart. Okay. She's like, it was really good. And I go, I typically wouldn't gatekeep on you for drinking beer, but if you want to drink it, drink it. You're drinking liquid, but there's a lot of complex shit going on with Golden Road that I don't like. So maybe
I've moved past.
That's why I said if you like it, then buy it. But
and then John got into a political debate.
Buy her a mango cart at a fucking gas station.
Dude, they have mango cart champagne now, which is like a Bellini, right? I'm like, my wife's like, is this okay to buy? I'm like, you can buy whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Like, as long as you like it, good on you. Like,
yeah, I mean, and I'm not gonna again because she always asks, is this a good brewery or a bad brewery? And she means that in like the political sense.
Yeah, get it.
And in my
I think
world,
they're fine.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's why I said if you like it, then buy it, because at the end of the day, you're just drinking liquid. And she drinks one beer a month. Like it's not impacting anything.
Golden Road were closed throughout COVID. They had the drive-through thing. They were one of the few breweries here in Orange County that were closed, and they set up like a makeshift store to sell like bread and stuff to the neighborhood and stuff. I mean, and Victor Novak's still their brewer there.
Yeah, and
I have good vibes all around, but I'm fine with them.
It's weird because the pub in Anaheim is, I don't know. It's complex.
Yep.
That's what I told
I'm gonna
her.
say this. I'm gonna take
fine.
all of everything about the company off the table. I just don't like their fucking product. Like, I just think
I'm with you.
Their beer is generally below average. And
I mean, are you talking about stuff you find in the store?
Yeah.
Or because again, if you separate the brew pub away from things, the stuff that Victor's doing, and formerly Steve, who has now moved to a different brewery, he's co-owner at Upshift, which is pretty cool. But if you separate the stuff that Victor's doing, it's like a different brewery, you know? And I get what you're saying. I don't buy their beer either because I don't like it.
But like, nobody, when referring to Golden Road, is like, if somebody's like, hey, what do you think of Golden Road specifically? I'm at Angel Stadium and I'm going to go to the pub. Like, all right, dope. Yeah, have fun.
If it's the only option, like, you're not going to gag by it. Like, it's not horrible. It's just, It's
Tim's
beer.
laughing
Like,
at
come
us.
on. There's Wolf Among Weeds. There's Wolf Among
Yeah,
something.
I think
There's
the last
Wolf
time I had
Child.
Golden Road, I was at the Hollywood Bowl.
Pup.
And it's like, well, yeah, if I've got 4 beers to choose from, they're each $15 for a can, and I'll take a
It's not bad.
fucking Wolf Among Weeds.
It's
Yeah.
it's not a grocery store buy. Is this a decent thing that is at this place that might have limited selection? But this is also coming from someone. I spent a decent amount of time at the brewery and restaurant prior to the AB acquisition, because my office that I worked
it
at
was
was
a cool
literally like
spot.
5 minutes away, so we were there pretty regularly.
Did you
And
play
so,
some
yeah.
Aunt Sally?
Oh, what's
That game where you throw the little bat things at the T-balls? They had like a little cage for it.
No, I did not do that.
No.
But that pub is still a pretty sweet like setup. I haven't been there in a long time, but from what I remember, it was still pretty cool.
For
But yeah,
a long time, I had a blood feud with their pub because I tried to go there 3 different times during their business hours, and they weren't open.
Oh God.
I remember that.
All right.
And I'm just like, it's fucking your hours. Like, yeah, we're doing a thing. Fuck you. Like, fuck you.
To change the subject, have you guys
Please.
been to a Bevmo recently?
No.
I just went to one.
It's funny you bring
Actually,
this
I
up,
went to
Greg.
2. I went to 2 of them. One in Orange, and I went to one in Palm Springs. I was out in Palm Springs just relaxing the other day, and they don't have like beer anymore in the coolers. There was like literally that's all they had was Golden Road. There was no Sierra Nevada. They had Lagunitas and Firestone. And I was like,
I don't know if this is. I'm gonna say like I don't know if this was you. I don't think it was, but I literally just saw something on my Twitter feed that said, "When did Bevmo become CVS?" And they had like shelves.
Yeah. Oh,
dude,
of,
they have
that was-
deodorant.
No,
Yeah,
okay.
I just saw that
Let me
this
clear
morning.
this up. So that was Becker on Twitter. His name's Becker Inc. He lives in San Diego, and I've been following him forever. But he tweeted. Did he tweet about it? Let me see here. Yeah, he
think I saw it
tweeted
on
about it.
Twitter.
And his tweet says Bevmo turning into CVS, and it's a basically a picture
100%.
of. It looks like it's in a CVS. It's a CVS inside of a Bevmo, and there's like
They should just call it
Preparation
Mo.
H, Halls, Advil, Monostat 7.
Well,
100%.
It's
There was
beverages
aisles
and
of it.
it's beverages and more. It's kind of like
And dude,
Bed
there
Bath,
was
and then there's that
lean
whole Beyond
cuisines.
area.
They had lean cuisines in their freezer. They have a
And so-
freezer section.
What the
They don't have
fuck?
fucking beer in a cooler.
You
I
need
res-
to eat while you drink, man.
I responded with, I said, that's fucking weird. And he
It
responded,
is.
and he said, the cashier said they got bought out, and this was a change that came with that buyout.
God,
And they sell a bunch of it. People are buying it. It's like, okay, well, it's kind of weird, but if
Well-
you're at Bevmo and you get a 6-pack and like, I could use some Preparation H, then
all the
there
beers
you
warm.
go.
Total
All their
wine.
beers warm.
Total wine laughing their way to the bank.
Oh,
Exactly.
Bevmo acquired in $350 million deal as booze delivery surges. Wait
But
a
what booze
second.
did they
No,
got? They had no booze.
hold on. They were bought by GoPuff.
Oh, because they were doing a collab with GoPuff for a while, and then
But see, I didn't even know that was a big thing. I just saw like some ads for it, and I just started getting it like things pushed to me. It's like an anything you need delivered in like 15-minute service.
well, there you go.
I didn't know they were that
Go-
big.
GoPuff is that misleadingly named not weed brand, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
When I saw the billboards, I was like, "Oh, great, cool, another weed delivery service." And then I went to their website. I'm like, "Oh, I guess you can get anything."
And Andy the Beer Man also followed up on Twitter saying it's been happening for several months. Almost all of the San Diego stores have been converted. So I haven't seen it yet in Moval. We have it's actually in Riverside, but I haven't seen it yet at my store. I've seen the GoPuff campaign like being pushed hard. Like
Well, that
stuff on
makes
the
sense
windows,
then, right? If they're a delivery, if they're just a warehouse for delivery, then you're gonna get the kind of shit people want delivered, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah,
th-
Rolaids
that
and
makes a lot of
bullshit,
sense,
whatever.
right? Yeah.
You're gonna get some Lagunitas,
Some
and a
lean
TV dinner.
cuisines and some
my
Lagunitas.
local random liquor store, like family owned, that's been there for 100 years, that I've been going to my whole life. I was in there and they have a new ice cream cooler with Ben and Jerry's in it. I'm like, oh, that's neat. How much are those Ben and Jerry's? And they're like $6.50. I'm like, fuck that, I'm not buying those. And they're like, yeah, we just got on like Uber Eats and another delivery thing, and like that's the main thing people order, and they pay even more on the app for it. People order just one for delivery, and like,
Brilliant.
fucking A, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. It kind of works, beverages and more.
It's just Mo now, dude.
In 5 years, no one's gonna know the difference, and there you go.
Well, they've always sucked, so I'll continue to not go.
Now they're even worse.
Jason's just real blunt with his feelings
Fuck
about things
them,
today.
They
Oh
suck,
god,
dude.
they're so bad.
Yeah, they're not
It's-
great.
They're real bad. Like
I was pretty disappointed that Palm Springs didn't really have any good beer situation.
They have a
There was,
Total
like-
Wine down there, though that might be in Rancho Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like local breweries. There was a like La Quinta. There was
La Quinta's
there's
okay.
one good brewery out there.
I don't know.
There's Coachella
they-
Valley Brewing.
La
They're-
Quinta-
nobody was open when
From what
was
I
there,
remember,
so-
La Quinta Brewing was the good brewery.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Coachella.
In that area.
Coachella Valley is the one that I.
Right.
Oh,
It's
okay.
supposed to be- Yeah,
Yeah.
they're at Ferg Fest a few years ago, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to go back and check out the brewery situation. We really enjoyed our time. It's such a cool town.
All right,
Wow.
breaking news. Kyle's here.
The show can officially begin. He's
Right.
leaving, I think, in March to go to Texas. He quit his job and he's
All I'm
committing.
saying is, the word got out that Kyle's leaving the state, and Modern Times is like, we got to close all our pubs.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly. He was the only guy keeping him afloat.
All right.
funny.
So my glass is empty. What's next?
Up next, we are drinking. We're going into the double
The
IPAs
DDH.
from the DDH. This is Realness Batch 4. At least on Untapped, it doesn't say Batch 4 on the can, but this is an 8.3% alcohol by volume, double dry hopped, double IPA with Galaxy and Amarillo hops.
And this is exactly what I know Monkish for.
And this, again, we got this beer. We got Never We Sleep, Bathe in the Baselines, and I forgot the last one we got. But I put in our chat, which ones should we drink? And Jason's like, this one looks like it's probably not hazy. So yeah,
No, it says it doesn't explicitly say it's hazy. So
Yeah, there you
maybe
go.
maybe it's got the best chance of not being.
well, guess what?
Yeah,
it's
it
it's
doesn't.
hazy.
This is milky. So I know that I was late to join the club, but you guys were talking about like the like Monkish hype and just the people waiting and stuff. And the funny thing is, like you mentioned this, and I was thinking about it before I hopped on about just how I know a handful of people that are still in that boat. They're still like in line for pickups.
Sure,
They're still like
yeah.
I know someone from
Good
NorCal
on
who
'em.
flies down on the reg to like pick up his stuff.
Flies down.
Well, drives down, flies down for business.
Did you
but
say
still.
Norco or NorCal?
NorCal.
Oh, I think you said Norco. Like, who's flying from Norco to Torn? I mean, it makes
He's
sense. It's
riding
probably-
a cow, a flying cow.
Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't mean to say they lost their hype. It's just it seems like it's either diminished or they have way more product to sell, and so it's easier to get.
I think
That's
it's a
all.
little bit. They've caught up with demand as well as the.
Yeah.
it just spreads out.
Yep.
There's more and more options every day.
I'm not gonna lie, this looks like my son dumped his milk into his orange juice.
Yeah, it's pretty milky. It's what I don't want a beer to look like, but
Surprisingly, there was more aroma on this Belgian beer than there is on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I got-
agree.
I mean, I poured through pretty heavy with a lot of foam.
god damn it,
Um,
you fucking foam, man.
I know,
What the
man,
hell?
but dude, I get a huge. It's like a mango bomb. It smells great. Very fresh, very bright, very fruity.
Do I need a taller cup? Is that it? I'll pour it. In
Yeah,
the
you need to
plastic.
concentrate your aromatics into a cone, so you can
Concentrate my fist into your
do
nose.
you have to properly do a wafting tunnel with your
There you
hands.
go. I did a annoyingly hard pour. There's like 3 inches ahead.
Did you
For,
do a
uh,
wafting tunnel?
For those who
Yeah.
missed, like Kyle right now, it's the realness
The realness,
from the monkishness.
monkish, the realness.
So, like I mentioned, I purchased 6 beers total. One of them was Bathed in the Baselines, and I had one last night. That beer is way better than this one. This is coming off for me I don't know. It's too style. I will say that. I don't like it though because it's
Mm.
too style. You know,
I feel like Monkish can do better than this. Like this is not an old can, by the way. So on Untapped it says released 8/28/20. I'm like, this beer is not from there, is it? And no, this is from January 18th, 22.
maybe I grabbed the wrong link. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, it's the same label. So of all the other ones have the wrong label. So I don't know. But it has a really high rating on Untapped, but
4.3.
The aroma's kind of muted on this beer. There's a little bit there, but it again, you got to kind of hunt for it. Which
I'm getting that hop schmear aroma.
Yeah,
definitely. Nothing really standing out. Was it Greg that said mango?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just had some mango this morning, so
it's
you got
hot.
mango
fresh
on
in
the
my
mind.
palate.
There's some tahini on it.
It's
Yeah.
hot. It's boozy. Like,
Yeah.
I think
get
I
that.
had the good
I wish
can.
I would have sent all the beers, but shipping wise, it was more practical to send 4 because I had the containers to
Those
do it.
boxes were sick.
Those stone boxes, I save them all. Like
That was tight. I was like,
Yeah.
John's always good at packing and shipping, but then I opened it. I was like, holy shit, this is like a perfect little like 4-pack
Legit.
canister.
yeah, don't throw that away. Like save it to
No.
ship to someone else. It's just they put so many goddamn stickers on it and it says stone on it. That's why I had to wrap them in paper. Like,
Got
God
it.
damn.
I was like, I expected taking it. So it's like foam. It's like a foam top and a bottom, and it's got 4 holes. It's like it's one of those things where in a movie, like I'd expect to pull it off, and there's like a canister of like a deadly virus like inside of it, you know?
Exactly.
Like the what was it? Those like balls from The Rock.
I'm thinking of the Barbasol can from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, there you go.
Where you pull it off and it's the little vials. Yeah.
So just to save Tim here, you weren't talking about The Rock, the actor's testicles.
No, nobody. See,
you were
and this is the
talking
thing.
about those green poison strings that Nicolas Cage pulls out of a missile.
Yeah,
in
not
the film The Rock.
It was not The Rock's testicles. It was the poison balls from the movie The Rock.
You
with
smell The
Nicolas
Rock's
Cage.
balls, Tim.
That is a very.
Wow.
I will put it out. I think that's a very underrated movie. And I just found out the other day that it was a Michael Bay movie, and it was actually his only like certified fresh movie he ever did.
It is one of his better ones, that's for sure.
That was forever ago too.
It's got my Uncle Ed Harris in it. He's not my uncle, but like I like to imagine he is.
Aw, somewhere on the line. So
We'll be
you
like,
mentioned,
oh, hey, it's Uncle Ed.
I found out
mentioned-
that one of Yvonne's co-workers, someone in her union, she's in a teacher's union. His stepbrother is Jack Black.
oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Step Brothers.
And I was like, how fun would it be to go to Jack Black's house on like a holiday? That's got to be a fucking blast.
I don't know.
Unless he's
According-
just completely low key.
According to his TikTok, he runs around in a Speedo all day.
That's fine. I'm there for it. Like it's entertainment.
Imagine that smell.
And that big beard.
Jason, I think heat, sort of boozy heat, is a very accurate thing. It's not like over the top. It's not like you're drinking like a triple and your face is red, but it's definitely taking over a little bit.
It just, there's not really any bite to this beer, so it just kind of hits on your palate, and there's a hop flavor, but I feel like Amarillo's coming through a lot more than Galaxy. And Amarillo on its own can be kind of a challenging hop, I would say, and that's primarily the flavor that's lingering on my palate.
Yeah, do you guys
And,
get
yeah,
like how many times was this dry hopped? Does it say?
Double. DDH.
Double. Okay, so it's DDH. I'm getting like a big astringent, like it clings to my teeth and gums a little too long, where like it's kind of taxing.
Again, and Kyle from the chat posted in Discord the other beer I was thinking of. It was Old School Players, which was also a double dry hopped IPA. That beer was also better than this. I think it sucks. We got the worst of the double dry hopped IPAs. So
That's fine. They can't all be winners.
yeah. It has no flaws really. It's a little boozy, I think, but it's kind of middle of the road, I think, for what Monkish can do.
Well, I think we also kind of set the standards pretty high with those first two, even though they weren't like, they were different. They weren't super hypey. I think they both were pretty fantastic. So I'm kind of like,
Well, since I think we're all over this beer, we're moving on to what I've seen is probably one of the highest rated beers on Untapped.
And we're adding another round of dry hopping.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they got this label through TTB.
This beer's called
They-
Never We Sleep, and let me finish the description before we talk about the label. This beer is a triple dry hopped, triple dry hop double IPA with Motueka and Citra. And this label has heavy Metallica Black Album vibes. Tim's camera is showing it the best. Like it has the most contrast.
But
with that-
because I have the sun coming in
Yeah.
at an angle here. You can make out the label just because it takes up the most in the name. But like over here on the side, like right
Where the
there,
name
you
of the
can't
beer
even
is.
see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like
like
right on-
very
like
dark
right on the
gray
edge
on
here.
black.
Like if
It's
I
really
show it on my
cool.
camera, like this should be, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it shows up well. Oh yeah, okay. It doesn't look too bad on mine. Tim's is better.
Mine will
but-
blow. Actually, my camera that blows everything out is helping on this one.
Hey, there you go.
Okay, Jason wins. Yeah.
Just have to boost your contrast by 100 to
It's
see
just
the label.
blowing out the fucking label, and you can actually see it.
This
Yeah.
label's ridiculous. Come on.
It's very, very dark. Very black.
It looks
It's
super
like-
cool.
How much more black could it be? And the answer is none.
None.
It would just
None
have
more
nothing on it
black.
at that point. This would be pretty sick if it was all black with like everything was a spot varnish. I don't know, getting a little too technical,
That's
but
getting real geeky.
like like the shiny part right over everything. That'd be real nice.
They should make the regular part regular black, and then the actual art is Vanta black, so you could just tell by the absence of light that there's something there.
It's like a weird black hole on the label.
Yeah.
The absence of light sucks you through.
This looks a lot like the last one. It is
Yeah.
very, very light.
Yeah, very, very milky.
This one's a little sweeter as well.
Milky, but not they do reach
Ooh.
this point where they're like kind of murky, and
Yeah.
it avoids being there, but it's definitely
This one's a
Milky orange
whole
juice.
you can't see
whole
through
point-
it though.
0.7% higher in alcohol. So the realness was 8.3. This beer is 9%. So we're almost trading into triple IPA territory.
Yeah, on the nose, I get like an orange peak OT.
Yep. Where's it cross over into triple IPA?
It's
What's that?
9 point something ish.
Oh, 10.
Yeah.
I'd say
Great.
10.
Greg's over there like madly signaling.
10.01.
Okay.
But
I've seen doubles that are 10. I've seen
What about
triples that are
10.2? Is 10.2 the
10.2
perfect triple two?
definitely a triple IPA.
Just
Perfect
add the
triple
point
IPA.
two.
The perfect triple IPA is the one that you dump out and drink a 7%.
I'm the
IPA.
Hungarian judge with a 10.2.
This one I'm getting heavy orange peel vibes on the nose. Like
Yeah, I said the orange peak OT. Like if you've ever had like
Mm.
the old Chinese tea that's with some orange peel in it.
yeah, it's
This
a
one-
little spicy on the nose. Way better than realness on the nose,
Yeah.
I'd say.
It has that like the orange, like the orange oil on a cocktail glass sort of.
Okay,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. It's potent, right? Potent orange. Like it's not orange juice, but just like it's like a sharp citrusy.
And I'm getting alcohol on the nose too. Pretty
Mm.
heavy.
I would hope so.
Well, yeah.
But
I think
there's
the
a lot
orange
more
dominates the alcohol, though. It's covered up fairly well for me.
There's a lot more aroma on this than there was on the last beer. This is did we mention Motueka and Citra?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a February 3rd can, so fresh.
It's fresh.
Only 2 weeks old. Yeah.
It's creme
and-
fraiche.
We've mentioned before, typically with these hazies, we like to let them sit for a couple weeks to let that green vibe wear off. And it's a thing that I've heard other brewers, like actual brewery owners, talk about. Like, let the beer sit in the can for a bit before you actually crack it. So these have had time to sit, and I think, especially for this beer, letting it sit for 3. Yeah, it's about 2 weeks old in the can. This is perfect for opening, I think.
There's a lot more flavor on this compared to the realness. I can actually taste something.
My issue when you go into triple dry hop
Ooh,
territory is you get that sort of warming little hop burn.
Whew.
I don't know if it's the booze burn or the hop burn, but there's some warmth happening.
That's
My-
that's
my
boozy.
esophagus.
It's
lingering,
alcohol.
too.
This is
My
hot.
esophagus is a little warm
Yeah.
right now.
Oh yeah, there it
Ah,
is. You're
Don't
right.
light a match.
Yeah, green
Yeah,
dragon.
it
It's
is.
a little green dragon beer.
The flavor on this beer is really good, but you can taste the alcohol. It is finishing real hot.
It is hot and bitter.
And this is our fourth beer, so it's not like
Oh gosh.
Here's the funny thing too, though. I think like for not to toot our own horns, but like we obviously like try a bunch of different things, and we know what is and is not like acceptable in certain situations. I feel like people who are all up on like the hazies and may not be as like knowledgeable in terms of trying a bunch of things would be like, oh my god, oh it's so good, it's like boozy and like so like awesome because it's
Yeah.
boozy.
No, I mean, it's got a almost 4.5 rating on Untappd. This is
Exactly
what the people want, and Monkish is delivering what they want. It's not what I want, but for what it is, like it's they nailed it. But oh my god, it's
The
just
orange peel. Okay,
Woo.
let's review. Orange peel, booze, a lot of hops. That's this beer in a nutshell.
yeah.
Even then,
Not
I feel
very
like the hoppy character is kind of presenting in an orangey way.
Man, the initial first sip was brutal, but once you acclimate to it, I mean, it's a very, I mean, as milky as it is, it comes off looking like something that's going to be like kind of like a sweet bomb, but it's a fairly
sweet.
dry finish, but just boozy and like boozy sweet with that dry finish.
Yeah, I get some earthy stuff, and I also get some like overripe orange, not like just like orange to refine it. People think
Yeah.
of orange and they think of like Orange Julius or something like that. That like this is like old oranges that have been, you know, they're just like just bursting with fruit, you know.
Well, I don't know. Orange Julius is going to be like a sweet orange drink. This will probably be super weird, but like as a kid, like with the orange, you get like an orange wedge, right? And there were times where I just eat the orange plus the peel, just take a big old bite out of it.
Oof.
And that's what
You
I'm
get that
getting out of
piff?
this.
Dude, this
You
is
get that,
hitting me like a
Just
tart
eating that piff.
beer.
Yeah, you get that
Yeah.
orange, like you get the orange flavor, but then there's that bitter, like that super sort of like rough bitter from the peel. And that's actually how this is hitting.
Yeah.
You dunked a little cutie in your mouth and you're just like, fuck it, I'm eating the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because again, it's hitting me in my jaw like a sour or a tart beer would. Man,
I really feel this is one of the first times that I feel like I've related to like like when people refer to hoppy beer, like trying to like stick to your, like peeling the enamel off your teeth. I really feel like I'm running my tongue around my mouth. Like, damn, this beer is just fucking everywhere.
This beer's more challenging than Arrogant Bastard a decade ago.
Oh god, it blows its doors off. Like this.
I mean, as far as like just wow, this beer's not easy to drink. Like this is like you had to have some experience under your belt. Like if this was your first beer ever, oh my god, you instantly just run to the bathroom and have just an explosive diarrhea.
It's just so piffy and orangey. Like,
well, and that I think that's what, to your point though, Greg. It's like I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it either.
I can appreciate it.
It's like I appreciate it, and it's not something that I would probably like. I would maybe, you would get a pint of this if you were out and be like, oh wow, this is heavy, and then be like, okay, back to, well, yeah. I mean, if you happen to taste it beforehand and know what you're getting for sure. I don't know.
This is for me. This is not a pint of beer. I would not order. I don't even think they'd serve you a pint of this. You probably get like a 10-ounce pour of this, and that's plenty for me. I mean, a 4-ounce pour is what I'd be going for because it's a lot. There's a lot going on with this beer. I mean, again, I wouldn't say it's flawed in any real detectable way. It's just that's what it is. It's a 9% triple dry hop double IPA. And that's what it tastes like.
I think even for the category, these two beers I feel like are not up to what I expect from Monkish. I think they're capable of doing a lot better. I've had a lot better beer from them, and
this last one I think is pretty on.
Yeah, I think this is good Monkish. Realness was kind of boring Monkish. And then the other two that I got, Bathe in the Baselines and oh god, Old School Players. Those were in the pocket. Those were really good. So I'm sad I
Yeah.
didn't send them to you guys. That sucks.
It's okay.
Hoptele encouraging me to chug the beer. What I did was I poured the other half of the German lager into my glass, and I'm drinking that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's
Mine's
a
already
lot.
gone.
I'm cleansing the palate because that beer is fucking bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd hate to, after going through a heavy so I always find that when I am into beer, I have like time periods of styles that I'm into. It's like I'll be really into one style for a while and then kind of fade out. And right now I feel like lighter is more of where I want to be as opposed to
5.2, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Overall, I think the lighter half of these beers were great. Some fantastic beers. But yeah, the hazies were, I don't know. Neither of those I would buy again. Neither of those I would drink again.
I would
Just
say
say that.
the next time we do a Monkish show, I don't want any IPA from Monkish. I just want to focus on like maybe their more traditional stuff, the stuff they've like the Feminist. That's a classic beer that they've done for a long time. Their barrel aged stuff, their sour stuff, man. Because I mean the IPAs are just they're good, but they are over the top. Like, it's just
Well, and the thing I think is, I feel like at some point, if you've had a Monkish double IPA, you've had all of the Monkish double IPA because it's a brewery that I think has a certain style. And to me, I get this feeling off of Brewery West, and I say this all the time. Like, I feel like if I have one of their beers, I can tell if
Sure.
they made something
Big
else.
house character, right?
Yeah, and so I tend to feel like there's good and bad, but they all tend to kind of follow a fairly similar flavor profile.
Yeah,
which is
like Sierra Nevada. Sierra Nevada is one of those breweries that God, you can pick it out of a lineup, no matter what they make. Pizza Port, a Pizza Port
Mhm.
beer when you're having it. A Stone beer, what Stone's putting out.
which is important
Monkish
too.
definitely has a huge house character.
Yeah, just to me, I don't know. I feel like the aroma isn't coming through big on these like I'd like. The booze is really heavy on,
The
especially the
drinkability
last
is
beer.
a struggle.
Yeah, they're harsh. They're the beers are just coming through harsh. The IPAs.
Yeah, and
Where
it's
like
s-
the Belgianish beer is a great IPA. It's like not an IPA, but it's a fantastic IPA. It's a really good hoppy beer.
after we open, like after the show ends, I'll pick one can to maybe like finish off.
Keep going, yeah. Same.
Or if there's like a stout or something that might keep, I'll hold it and maybe have it later. But definitely that Belgian and the Lagerish are gonna be, or Pilsnerish are gonna be like ones that I will for sure want to finish.
Spectre SR, the chat coming in hot.
yeah. By how Monkish
Yeah,
house
there's
character
no-
are you
there's
talking
no
about
D.
diacetyl and astringency? There's no diacetyl, and it's not
I've
astringent.
never
Um,
gotten diacetyl out of their beer.
No, come on now.
on
Don't hate.
there was some astringency. I think it's God, man. When you start double, triple dry hopping, you're gonna get that. You're just gonna get that shit on your palate, and it's hard to get off.
That last beer really was just it stuck to your palate. It just kind of felt like it dried out your mouth.
It's a palate wrecker. Like,
Yeah.
it literally is a palate wrecker. Like,
Dude,
you
it
need to
is.
drink some water and take a break, and because if you just go back to like I went back to drinking the lager, and it's
Just like
it's
nothing.
oh,
Yeah.
It's like if somebody spray painted like Krylon dry hops in your mouth. You're just like
that's a good
That's a
place
good
to end
beer.
the
I'm gonna
show.
wait in line for that.
I love how you had canned air right there. That's awesome.
That was
I just cleaned
convenient.
my keyboard.
Oh man.
All right.
That was fun.
All right, ended.
We are done.
Honestly, surprised at how not great those two were.
Oh, right? I
they're
mean, God,
hazy,
man.
double dry hopped and triple dry hopped IPAs. I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
and I was expecting to like them as much as I liked any hazy IPA, and I consider them below average hazy IPAs.
Well, I
Mm.
do want to say thank you,
Like,
John,
they
for
were-
getting these though.
Yeah, like, I'm not like mad at that we tried them. I'm just
Oh,
really surprised that 5 people listening can hear my unfiltered fucking thoughts here. But
I will say that
Um,
I'm happy that I got these IPAs to you guys, so I don't have to drink them.
Fuck you.
Because I mean, I can't. It's too much, and
It is.
I don't mean to say they're bad beers, but it's not what I drink these days.
I will say
and
they're bad
it's
beers.
too much.
I don't
When-
want to. I'm not finishing them.
When I picked up a flat when Monkish Anaheim opened, and those I got a 4-pack of their triple IPA that Henry was like, just gave me on the house or whatever.
Mhm.
And man, every time I had one, I was so hungover the next day, I had to stop drinking them. I'm like, I just gave
It's
it to a
too
neighbor.
much. It really is. Like I
I
said,
was wrecked the next day.
a
Like-
4-ounce pour of those beers is sufficient.
Yeah.
Again, maybe I just chose. Maybe we just so happened to pick a couple really rough ones, but like in general, this style from Monkish, I would rate probably like a 7 out of 10 or something for myself, and like these are nowhere near that. Like, and they're generally pretty consistent. If anything, the joke I make is that their beers are all the same.
Yeah.
But these aren't samey. They're kind of bad.
Oh, there. Shitty.
Again, I don't like. I didn't even. I poured half of the can into my glass, and I didn't even drink that. The rest of them are over here.
I mean,
You would think that
at the same time, though, the
by-
beer's got a 4.5 on Untapped, so people are buying it, and he's making that
fair.
money.
That's what
So-
they want.
I don't wish them ill.
No,
No, yeah,
I'm
but
just surprised. I'm like, wow, like for a brewery that generally fucking hits home runs, it's kind of like
Yeah, but look at
swing and a miss.
you got to look at like this the hype factor of like it's triple. Oh my god, it's triple dry hopped and it's 9%. Like this
Yeah.
is so
That's
good.
what I'm saying. I've had beers from them that are that, and they're fucking also really good.
Sure.
I wonder what the single hop version would be like. Like, maybe that's the sweet spot.
Maybe it'd be 5.2.
5.2 single dry hop.
Let's see. What's the last hoppy beer I had from them? That I actually checked into. It's been a while. I have a lot of fucking
Been a while.
sour
Been a
stuff
while.
from them. Sticky Green and Bad Traffic. That was fucking years ago though, like 4 years ago. That was a good one. I gave that a 4.25.
That's pretty good.
yeah, I noticed on Untapped. Oh shit! Hang on,
Hey, did you make a list by the way?
I
You checked
did.
it twice.
Yeah,
Sweet. I'm gonna use that to check in.
the link is in the document.
Yay.
Challenge
Um,
level. It has the beers
I'm
we
now
didn't get
considered on Untapped an insider.
Ooh.
That's the supporter equivalent.
Oh, okay,
now.
that's a new supporter tag.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was something special.
No, you
Okay.
aren't. You're not special, John.
I don't give them money anymore, but they still consider me a
Yeah,
supporter. so
you
that's
got
cool.
you got like broed in like years ago.
I love that. I hope that never goes away.
So I'm sure at some point somebody will do an audit and be like,
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who was
yeah,
your name's on a whiteboard somewhere in a meeting room?
exactly.
So when I bought my new computer, they were like, "Oh, we have to print out a tag that you take to the front." I'm like, "They don't even have the little fucking tags you can take."
Oh,
I went to Costco, so I fucking get the tag and I get in line. I'm holding a receipt and I'm waiting in line with a receipt behind. It's Costco, so people have like 2 shopping carts full of shit. And I get there and they're like, "You got to renew your thing." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And then I renewed my membership, and then they're like, "Yeah, it's gonna be like $2,100." I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And they ring me up for a MacBook Pro, and I'm like, "God damn it!" And I'm like, "Can you just ring me up for a MacBook Air? I still have to go to the goddamn little desk to get my fucking thing." Right? Like you don't even get it at the register. You have to go to like a little counter once you pay for it.
yeah.
And then I had to walk all the way over back and fucking get them to print me another dumb fucking receipt that said MacBook Air so I could come back. It was real annoying.
that's why you go to an Apple store.
It was $150 less to go to Costco.
Yeah.
So I'll take that bet. I could have probably for $160 more. I could have had the Apple Store bring it to my house, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'll save $160.
I'm
and
halfway
buy
done
from
with
Costco.
paying off my MacBook Pro. So
I was late too because I lost track of time setting up my new phone.
oh, you got a new iPhone 13?
Yeah,
Is that the Max?
the Pro, not the Max.
Okay. I have the big boy.
Yeah, I can't do the larger.
In theory, continuing my descent
sorry.
into the Apple ecosystem.
Yeah,
In
Jason's
theory-
slowly coming over.
In theory, I'm supposed to get an iPad from work.
It wasn't that like some thing
Like a Christmas thing. They were
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, you get."
Oh
an
yeah,
iPad."
you have to choose.
But like, I haven't seen that shit yet. I don't
Well,
know
because
what it is.
Jeff hasn't cut the check yet.
This is
It's
my
honestly like
gold
some
iPhone.
HR guy that hasn't bought it yet.
You know, I drive by the new warehouse pretty regularly when I go up to Ventura.
Oh, the Oxnard one.
That thing is fucking huge.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
have
the
two
dude-
Amazon buildings near
Oh.
us. One's the actual warehouse, and then there's one that is a couple.
There's 3 right there.
Is it 3? Because there's
Yeah.
another one with an actual Amazon logo on the building, but it looks like an office building. That's on Paris Boulevard, I think.
So you have 3 buildings in they're all Moreno Valley, but they're right there off Harley Knox.
Okay.
One of them, I mean, I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah, it
on the stream, but yeah.
Anyway,
One of the buildings is part of the airport. It's like an air freight thingy.
welcome
Oh,
to the
okay.
club then, Jason.
Hey, where the fuck's Greg?
Although I'm not gonna lie,
Get back, Greg. What are you
He's
doing? The fuck back in the stream.
oh fuck.
Oh.
Wait.
What's happening?
When it comes to like Apple stuff, I'm all like
There we go.
I always start fresh and I just like, okay, I got a new phone. Cool. I'm not going to do any transfer. I'm just going to start over. Just like declare bankruptcy on the last phone, back up the photos and start fresh and download new apps and everything.
Mhm.
This time I did the like Bluetooth transfer.
Works
And
great.
holy shit. I didn't even realize it's literally just like not like,
Yeah.
It's like my old phone, just literally on the new one.
It works very well when
It
you just
blew my mind.
you scan the code on the old
Yeah.
phone, and yeah, I had to start fresh on my new iPhone because I was on the beta, and every time I'd restore from my previous backup or do that transfer thing, my haptic motor would not work for anything.
Weird.
So I had to downgraded from the beta to the regular, public release, and it started working, and there we go.
Oh, Greg's looking real good today.
Yeah, he did this earlier. This is
Yeah.
Adobe's animation something.
It's the animation studio. Hi, everybody.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
How are you? Yeah, everything is going good over here.
We can do this, Jason, with Golden Brett if you
with
can
Golden
get
Brett.
the Illustrator file, like the vector file, because
I
all I
didn't
have is a
remember-
PDF.
I don't even remember who made that.
Wasn't your buddy at work?
Maybe.
It was.
Speaking of like AI and computers doing crazy stuff, I get a daily newsletter about like podcast news and things going on. I can't remember what it's from, and they were talking about
How
somebody
Spotify bought everything.
Well, no, it was it was something about somebody acquiring some language AI company because they are going to start like translating their podcasts via this like AI or something along those lines. And it was interesting because they were saying like there's this person who's been doing a Spanish language podcast but doesn't speak Spanish at all. And so that was part of the reason like to reach a larger audience. I was just like, oh gosh, like I forgot how like wild AI and translation and stuff is starting to get.
I wonder how accurate that is. I mean, because
It's
there's
getting better and better, I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like-
this is so funny.
I like
it's like,
cartoon
hey,
Greg, honestly.
capiche, come on.
I want to address this Spectre SR, which I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Spectre, thanks for hanging out.
Well, he said he
Um,
hasn't been in a while earlier.
I gotcha. I was like, his name, I haven't seen him around in
He asked if I was Becker 2.0.
Oh, that's what that
Um,
was in reference to. That's funny.
and then he says, what's your definition of double dry hopped? I have no fucking idea what double dry hopped is
They
supposed
dry,
to actually
they dry
mean.
hop it twice.
That's what it,
Yeah.
Greg just bouncing around the city as a little cartoon man.
No,
This
double
is
dry
Anaheim,
hopped
yeah.
is I think the amount is
It's two dry hop.
it doesn't
sessions,
matter. I
think.
mean, it matters, but it's not referring to the amount. It's referring to the number of times it's dry hopped. So you could dry hop with like, I don't know, like with what am I looking for? Like with 4 pounds per barrel on the first dry hop, and then 2 pounds per barrel on the second hop. It's still a double dry hopped IPA.
Greg's
If
gonna
that
be
makes
like
sense.
that. Who's that Twitch girl that has like a anime like CG avatar, and that's like her character thing? She's like it's like a really popular Twitch streamer.
Shit, I don't
Don't
know.
know.
Like when I dry
We're
hop,
on
I
Twitch.
just sprinkle the hops in. Like you just
do you
drop
do
them
it?
in.
Do you sprinkle the hops in like Salt Bay?
Just drop them in like this. Just like this.
Looks like you're holding a ball sack, Greg. Right?
Capiche?
Nobody
Capiche?
does nobody get the
Oh,
No,
I get it. I
Yeah.
thought we're trying to see if Greg's cartoon man can do the Salt Bay. Can
I
he,
like that one. That's good.
Can he lift it? Are you doing that with your face or?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the emotes are
Oh, the emotes are
gutted.
separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pressing a number on the keyboard and it's doing those. Otherwise, the facial tracking is
The
moving
fact
the
that-
mouth
The fact that
And
the
my
mouth is
eyeballs-
moving is wild.
and blinking. Like I shut my eyes and it shuts its eyes.
What?
And I do my eyebrows up and down.
That's really cool.
And
You're
then
frowning now
left and right.
permanently.
Hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
you look sad now. Make yourself look happy again.
Now he looks kind of nervous, like a George Costanza.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm in love. And now I'm angry.
We gotta.
Now I'm
this is gotta
crying.
be- we gotta do a whole podcast with cartoon cat Greg.
Capiche.
I think
Greg's
we're all
like,
capable of doing this.
There's too much ABV on this fucking beer. Cry face.
Yeah, we just need I want golden bread or something like that we can do in cartoon form. God, that'd be so amazing.
Yeah, if we can get the vector file for it, we can. But all I have is a PNG and a PDF file.
Well, have you tried opening the PDF with a vector illustrator?
No.
Because
Maybe
it
I
My
should.
hair moves.
It may be a vector PDF. You'll have to check.
I wonder if I can do that on my iPad.
If you
with-
have
Greg, do you have other
vector-
characters you can be?
with Affinity.
Yeah, there's a whole
Designer.
bunch.
Let's give
You
it
can
a
download a
shot.
bunch, but none of them are really good. This is sort of I thought the best one.
Bum, bum, bum.
From Cloud.
Dude, you guys. So I bought an Oculus Quest 2 like when they came out, and
What
I haven't used
man.
it very much. And one of the reasons is because it irritates my face, like the
You get
the-
silicone things.
So they sent me these silicone things a long fucking time ago because they had a recall about it irritating people's face, I guess.
Mhm.
Because it was just foam that went up against your face that
Right,
you would
yeah.
sweat into. And I put that on today and I was like, oh, this is much better. Maybe this will solve the whole fucking problem with this dumb thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, the
That's
silicone
cool.
ones we use just because it's nice to if you're sharing a unit with your whole family.
Yeah.
And people are doing like Beat Saber or something, sweating their ass off. It's like,
Right.
dude, use the silicone thing so it doesn't get all like mushy.
I mean, I could probably put that shit in the dishwasher or something if I wanted to.
Yeah.
Walkabout golf on Quest 2. That's what Kyle says. No, I'm not going to golf on VR. I'm not going to golf in real life. And then you get to sit in a field.
It's on iCloud. Okay.
If you
that
need, I have
still-
Illustrator and whatnot. You can send it to me too. Sometimes when you export a PDF, you can preserve the editing properties. It just depends on how they exported it.
Yeah, I would
Alright.
say the odds of me being able to hit up my homie and him finding me any original shit that we don't currently have are pretty low.
PDF.
Or you could just send the shit to me and I can recreate it for you in a vector.
That's what I'm saying. We could probably just take the PDF we have and I'll send to you right now, Dan.
What's
Yeah, there you
cool?
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
by the
send it
way,
to Tim.
Tim, your birthday gift you got me. I bought the Fender Lego thingy. It's down there somewhere.
Oh shit!
The Fender Stratocaster Lego. So
Nice. That's awesome. We just my kid just finished building the blacksmith on the Creator Expert.
Oh, Tim, I opened the PDF in Affinity Designer and it is in Vector.
Sweet.
Cool.
I'll work on that with the character.
If we can make a fucking Golden Brett, I'll do a whole show as Golden Brett. That'd be funny as fuck.
All right.
It'll hurt my voice.
We'll do this after the thing.
Yeah.
But
No, you
yeah,
can
it's all in Vector. Fuck yeah.
No,
just do beer reviews for the YouTube channel as Golden Brett.
Oh my god,
and
that would be amazing. That'd be such good YouTube or Instagram content.
Yes. God, that's such dry hop on the burp.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Spectre says he was at the Bistro Double IPA Fest and asked 10 different brewers what DDH meant, and it was 50-50 twice the hops or dry hopped twice. As far as I know, it's dry hopped twice. Like,
yeah,
by the
they
way,
throw hops in and then they dump hops out and then they re-dry hop.
yeah.
Friends of the show, There Does Not Exist, took a gold at the Bistro Double IPA Fest this year.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, that's really cool. How is that, Spectre? Chime in since you're hanging out in the chat. How is that fest? I've never actually been to it.
Yes,
we're
last
down
year
south.
we did the virtual one and that was great.
We did. We like the beer. I'm just curious how the actual like event is, especially in these trying times.
Well, you guys enjoy that. I have to take off for the day, but if you need anything, John, on that file, it seems like you got it figured out. But if you need anything like re-vectorized or redrawn, let me know.
Okay, we'll do.
If you need like face animations or anything, I don't know how that thing works, Greg.
So you do. There's tags for every like ears and eyes and eye holes.
Do you have to like provide like an open mouth or a closed mouth, or does it kind of figure?
Yeah,
that out?
so you need all of that, and then you tag those for each animation.
Oh, okay.
This is in Vector, but it's like, the mouth is not
like
a complete mouth. It's like,
Okay, so if that's the
Yeah.
case, then I can take that, or John could take it if he wants to, either one of us, and then we
No.
just need like a list of the different.
It
like,
doesn't need to be that complicated too. It could just literally be like an open and mouth shut. There doesn't need to have like R and O and
Like we're good with Speed Racer level of animation.
totally.
Okay.
Well, honestly, I think it would be fucking hilarious if I could do like a Golden Brett overlay. I would totally do a whole
Pineapple bread here.
I would do a whole show as fucking Golden Brett. It'd be stupid as fuck.
That sounds great. All right.
fair pineapple bread.
Well, let me know if you need anything.
Cool.
cool, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks again for these beers, John. This is awesome.
Cheese, bro.
Yeah, no
Take
problem.
it easy, boys.
Have a good one.
Later.
Oh, you guys see my Dish Share Zone shirt?
I don't know what that is.
It's no longer possible to log off.
There you go.
How come that's one quote mark and then two quotes? That makes no sense to me.
The Share Zone, dude. That's it.
Shared it.
The Share Zone's like my fucking favorite fucking account. I feel like they would be your humor, Greg.
Yeah. Send me a link, man.
Where do you chat, Greg? Do you want me to text it to you? I'll send it.
No,
on
just
Discord.
do the Discord. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, Jason. What's wrong with you?
That's where I hang out these days.
You feckin' weirdo.
We got the video game wise. We got Destiny 2's Witch Queen coming out in a couple days, so I'll be invested in that.
I'm still playing Forza a bunch. Something else just came out that I was kind of interested in.
I finished
Dead.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, the story anyway, and I'm up to meeting Arceus themselves. I just have to get all the Pokemon and complete my Pokedex. So, however long that's going to take, but technically, I finished the game.
Sweet. 100%, baby.
Yep.
My headphones are dying, so I may be bailing real quick.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone for hanging out. I think Greg was our only sub in Twitch, so thanks, Greg, once again for that. And
Keeping up the sub train.
Not sure. I'm going to be busy next Saturday, and maybe we'll do Sunday. I don't know.
That works because I gotta fucking fix my fence next weekend. So
I work Saturday, so yeah.
All right. So we'll probably be back on Sunday. Thank you to everyone for hanging out, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
peace, bro.